kind of have, well, I'd say yes. Hey guys, welcome back. So I have got a new at the drugstore video for y'all today. Lots of goodies in this little pouch. This was a free gift, I think with a certain purchase amount of CoverGirl products on Ulta's website. So super cute little bag. So anyway, I put all the new goodies in here. So I'm gonna do like I normally do in these videos, just run through these different products, share some quick information with y'all. I might not be able to read as much because I've got a lot of stuff to cover. So I'm gonna try to make it brief, show you any swatches, let you know my thoughts on these products, and just do a what's new at the drugstore video. So let's get to it. Okay, so first off is the Maybelline Dream BB Fresh Skin Hydrating Beauty Balm 8-in-1 Skin Perfector. And it says it's broad spectrum SPF 30, and I got the shade 100 Light Sheer Tint. I do have this on today, but lots of other stuff with it. So it is on my face, but it's covered by a lot of other things, essentially. Okay, so it says 8 benefits in 1 for a good skin day every day. Blurs imperfections, enhances, brightens, adjusts to skin tone, smooths, hydrates, helps protect with SPF 30, 0% oils, and other heavy ingredients. So overall, I really like this. I mean, for what it is, I like it. I think it's good. This color is borderline too dark for me, so I don't remember what the range was like as far as, I don't remember there being very many shades. A lot of times with BB creams, that's kind of the case. So this is the shade that I thought was closest for me, and it definitely works, but it's almost too dark and a little bit too yellow, but because it's such a sheer, you know, finish or coverage to it, it still totally works, but you can see it there. But it has a very, very light sheer coverage to it, and kind of a, I wouldn't call it super dewy, but a not flat matte look. So I really like the finish on the skin. It looks very, very skin-like. So it, I would say overall just kind of blurs things. So I think it does do that. I think it kind of helps to even out the skin tone. Definitely not a lot of coverage. It's more just a light, sheer, skin-like finish and foundation-y BB cream step. So overall, for what it is, I do actually really like it. Okay, so next up is the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Hydrating Concealer. I got the shade 330 Fair Light in this, and it looks like it is made without mineral oil, formaldehydes, phthalates, talc, parabens, sulfates. It says it does not cake, crack, or crease. And it's infused with coconut milk and aloe extracts for buildable coverage with glowing skin. Buildable coverage and glowing skin. So I do have this on today. I tried to wear it by itself, but it just wasn't giving me enough coverage and the tone of it wasn't quite right for me. So I did top it with my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind in the brightener shade, which is more of a pinky tone. So let me show you this on my hand. So I think this color works fairly well for me as far as the depth and like the lightness or depth of it, but it's just a little bit yellow for me. So that's why I wanted to bring in the pinky tone brightener. So as far as how this concealer works, I do think, I would say that it does give a glowing skin sort of a look. It is very hydrating. It's almost kind of watery feeling, like the texture of it is just very kind of sheer and almost and watery. So if you are looking for a very light coverage concealer that's not super dry or flat matte, then I think you would be pleased with this concealer. But if you are looking for more coverage, you're not going to get it with this. And as you try to build, this is what I'm finding with it, as you try to build, it just kind of gets a little weird. It starts to get that cakey look because you've put on a ton of layers. I mean, it makes sense. Anything at some point is going to get to that point. But if you use it lightly, knowing that it's a light coverage concealer, then you'd probably be happy with it. So overall, it's not necessarily what I'm looking for in a concealer. I would probably maybe use it like different spots on my face, but for my under eyes, which is the main place that I'm concealing on my face, it's not quite what I'm looking for. It's not enough coverage, and it's a little bit too sheer and liquidy. And this is the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Healthy Look Pressed Powder. So it comes with a sponge. So here's the outer packaging. I love the pink. So cute. Love, love, love the packaging. So it says Healthy Look Pressed Powder. I got the shade 120 Fair. I do have this on today. It says it absorbs oil and delivers fresh, naturally flawless looking skin. Again, formulated without phthalates, mineral oil, formaldehyde, talc, parabens, and sulfates. Lightweight, flawless finish that lasts all day. Buildable coverage, makes pores less visible. Comes with a puff. Yes, there you go. There's the info about it. So this is what it looks like. So it's a, pressed powder. I love this powder. I think it's really, really good. Just a great, not gonna fail you sort of powder. I have tried this under my eyes. It's not my favorite powder for under the eyes, but for being, a powder that kind of works all over the face, I do think it works pretty well under the eyes. So I think it is one that you could throw in your purse. You could take it on vacation and use it for all over your face. So it's not a ton of coverage, but it's a little bit of coverage. And I really like how it looks on the skin. It doesn't look dry. It doesn't look flat matte. I do think it is forgiving on the skin. And I don't know that I would necessarily say very smoothing, but it doesn't accentuate texture. So I do think it looks really nice on the skin. So I really like the finish of it, how it applies. I like the amount of coverage that it gives. Good for touch-ups just because of the nature of kind of the way it looks on the skin. So yeah, I really, really like this powder. I'm loving it so far. Then there's these guys. So these are the Maybelline Color Strike Cream to Powder Eyeshadow Pens. And I got two different shades. First just bought this one and then I ended up getting this one. So this one is 35 Flash Metallic, kind of a goldy metallic sort of shade. I have both of these on today. And then this one is 50 Hustle Metallic. So it says up to 12-hour wear, crease resistant, no fallout, smooth, even glide. Okay, so I first got this one and let me show you what it is. So it's a little pen sort of a thing. You unscrew the top of it. I always open it the wrong direction for some reason. So you open it and then you have a little like sponge tip applicator. And it says cream to powder, but I don't know if this seems like a powder to me. I mean, a cream to me. It seems more just like a powder. You know what I mean? It just seems like a creamy powder. But if I were to guess, if it didn't say cream to powder, I would assume it's just a powder down at the bottom of the container that you're dipping into and kind of filling the sponge tip applicator with. That's what it seems like to me. So I don't know. Let me get to it. Hang on. So this other one is the Flash Metallic one. Oh, I opened that one the right direction that time. Look at that. So this one is more of a tangerine, orangey golden kind of a color. So it's interesting if you read the reviews on these, a lot of people are saying not a lot of pigmentation. So I first bought this one, Hustle, and when I first got it, I was like, I don't know what this is. I'm confused. I don't really know if I'm liking this. But then the more I used it, I kind of got sucked in by the gimmick of it. You know what I mean? Sometimes that happens with me, is that I get like sucked in by a product being just kind of different than other things. Like, we haven't really seen something like this. So that's kind of what drew me into it, especially after I started using it a little bit more. I ordered this one next. I don't like this one as much as Hustle. I like the color of Hustle better. I think it is more pigmented. This one isn't as pigmented. You can kind of build it up, but not a ton. So I like this one better. I'm interested to try more of the colors. So overall, I think it's kind of fun that it's something a little bit different. I wonder how long this is gonna last. So I think this was anywhere from like $7 to $9-ish, something like that. So for one shadow, if it doesn't last very long, that's not a very good value. But I like the idea of that you've kind of got your applicator all in one product. You've got the product in there and the applicator, so you can just kind of like put it on your eyes, So that's what I was doing with this one is, you know, I was just taking it out and kind of putting it in my crease and outer corner. So I liked that about it. So that's what kind of sucked me in to get the other color, but then it's not quite as pigmented. So I think it's going to depend on the colors, what you're looking for, if you kind of like the gimmick of it. But as far as value, I kind of wonder if it's all that great of a value. And it does seem like maybe some of them don't have as much pigmentation. But they're growing on me. I think because they're a little bit something different. Now this one I'm really not too sure about. And I wonder if it's just the color that I got. But this is the CoverGirl Exhibitionist Lid Paint. It says highly pigmented, waterproof, crease proof, fade proof. And I got the shade 140 High Gorgeous. High Gorgeous. So I ordered this online. When it came in, I was like, wow, that's little. I was expecting it to be a larger size. Of course, a cream shadow, I mean, you don't use a ton of product and there's a possibility that it could dry up over time. So maybe you don't need a huge container of it, but I was just expecting it to be a little bit bigger, especially since I think this was around $11 on Ulta's website. So it's not like it was, you know, $5. It was a little bit up there as far as drugstore prices go. Okay, so here is the swatch of it. So I've used this on my eyes multiple times. I do have this on today, but I have it topped with lots of other things. I'm not wowed by it. I feel like when I apply it and I kind of start to blend it out, it doesn't have a ton of pigmentation and I'm not really able to build it up very well. It's sort of like it just shears out, and when I try to put more on top of it, I don't know if it's picking up the product, it's just not building on itself very well. So yeah, not overall very enthused or excited about it, but I do wonder if it's the color that I picked. So if you've tried this, let me know if you've been impressed with a different color. But this one in particular, High Gorgeous, I think it's just okay. It just doesn't have a ton of pigmentation, especially for the price point and how much product you get. And some new eyeshadow palettes from CoverGirl. So these are the TRUNAKED palettes. Let's see, eyeshadow quad palettes. So I first got this one in Sunshine Escape. Sunshine Escape, it's overall kind of a warm tone, golden, bronzy-ish sort of a palette. And then I got this one in Dreamland, which is more of a taupey, purpley, burgundy kind of a color story. So these are cute little palettes. That's what sucked me in. I love cute little tiny makeup, so it's cute little tiny palettes. Obviously 4 different colors in there. You get a 2-sided sponge tip applicator. Good for travel. It's cute and tiny. I think it was around $8 to $10 depending on where you purchase it. So here is Sunshine Escape, and this one is Dreamland. So totally depends, you know, which color store you like if you're gonna pick between the 2 of these. There are other options as well. So first ordered this one and ended up really liking it. It's not the best eyeshadow formula I've ever used, but I like that drugstore eyeshadows are getting better. So I feel like this is getting better. This one does not swatch well, but it's really pretty on the eyes, especially if you use it with your brush wet. Like, get the product on your brush, then spray your brush and apply it, and it really is very pretty, very metallic. So really like that. This is very pretty on the eyes. Same thing, get it on my brush, spray my brush. So then I ordered this one, and I like it too. Just kind of, I tend to grab for this kind of a color story more than this one, so I might get more use out of this because I don't always love on me these kind of purpley, taupey sort of shades. So I don't really know why I picked that one next, but I did. So there they are. I don't like these as much as the Maybelline City Mini palettes or their big new Nudes of New York palette. So I don't like the formula as much as those shadows, but I think it's pretty good. I would like these more if they were a little bit more affordable. I think I'm thinking about the e.l.f. $3 palettes and how amazing those are. So the fact that this is double that price or more, you know, I'm not as wowed by them. I still like them. I still think they're pretty good, but not as good as like the e.l.f. ones or even the Maybelline ones. And a new eyeliner from Maybelline. I have this on today. This is the Maybelline Master Precise All Day Liquid Eyeliner, and I got the shade 110 Black, and it says Precise sharp line, up to 12-hour wear, intense color. Anything else? Nope, I think that's pretty much it. All right, so this is what it looks like. This is the packaging. It has kind of a little gripper here, and it's sort of indented in, so makes it nice to hang on to. Makes application a little bit easier. So it is a felt tip applicator, but a slightly bendy one. So it has some bend to it. It's not completely immovable. You can get some bend to it, so that helps with application. Nice and black, so good color to it. It was nice and pigmented. I'm liking this. I'm not finding any problems or challenges with applying it. I think it goes on well. I like the amount of pigmentation. It's wearing well. So I think it's a good liner. I mean, an affordable, good liner. I'm liking it. Then CoverGirl has some new cheek products. So they have some new blushes and also a new bronzer. So this is the CoverGirl True Blend So Flushed High Pigment Bronzer. And this is the shade 390 Sunset Glitz. I was just seeing one shade on Ulta's website. It's around $11. I think it was around $8 on Target's website. So I do have this on today on my face. So just FYI. So I first got one of the blushes and fell in love. So I wanted to try the bronzer too. And I still like the formula a lot. The formula is really, really nice on these. Very pigmented, but easy to work with. So not patchy, easy to blend, really pretty. I'm not a huge fan of this color on this blush. It doesn't work very well for my skin tone. It's just a little bit too warm toned on the yellowy side. I either like a more cool tone bronzer for kind of chiseling, or I like a more kind of reddish toned bronzer for that sun flushed look. This is more on the warm yellowy orange kind of side. So it just looks a little bit strange on my skin tone. So maybe a different skin tone this would work well. Maybe more just warm toned or olive complected. So this just really is more about the tone not working for me. It is a glowy bronzer, so that doesn't necessarily bother me. It's just more about the tone. And then the blushes, oh my goodness, I love these. Okay, so first off is 320 Love Me. It's a really pretty kind of, I don't know, just sweet pink color. So I would describe this one. More glowy. It's the glowiest of the three. And then this one is Sweet Seduction. This one's more of a mid-tone to slightly deeper mauvier pink shade. And then this one, I just went for it. I was like, you know, camera cut me off, but I was saying, I just decided to go for it. I thought, why not? That's a fun, bright shade. You never know. I mean, I could always use it as an eyeshadow. So this one is Hot Frenzy. Hot Frenzy. Okay, so let me turn these over so I can show you swatches and then tell you the names, showing you the swatches. So here are the swatches. So this one is Love Me, this one is Sweet Seduction, and this one is Hot Frenzy. Aren't these beautiful? I mean, you can even tell from the swatches how nice the formula is. I mean, it is that powder formula that's almost creamy. It's such a nice blendable texture to it that it's just very easy to work with. Really, really pretty, doesn't get patchy. I mean, it's just really effortless to apply. So I love how it applies. This one is a little bit more glowy. This one's slightly glowy. This one is more of a satin finish, I would say. But you can see, that is pigmented. So for me, I have to go really, really light-handed with it. But for a deeper skin tone, this would be so fun, just a pop of color. Beautiful. I love these. And these Maybelline glosses, these are the Lifter glosses with hyaluronic acid. And they're supposed to drench lips with hydrating shine for a fuller lifted look, visibly smooths lip surface and enhances lip contour with high shine. Supposed to be hydrating, supposed to have that hyaluronic acid in it, and a big old wand to it. So I got 3 different shades. This one is, oh my goodness, that's hard to see, Icy. And this one is Silk. So Icy, Silk, and then this one is Petal. So those are the 3 different shades that I got. So let me show you the swatches. So Icy, Silk, and Petal. So these are a very nice glossy gloss. If that's what you're looking for, I think you'd enjoy them. I'm wearing this one today. I'm wearing Silk. I do have a little bit of a liner, but just around the outsides of my lips. So the pigmentation and the color you're seeing is this gloss. I haven't reapplied since I've been filming. So I mean, it really does, for being a gloss, stick around a good amount of time. This one's the one that I probably wouldn't repurchase just because it's almost clear. I mean, it's just a little bit of a pinky sheer sort of a color to it. So not a huge fan of that one. But let me show you the packaging. I like the packaging to it. Has this kind of cool writing on it. And then has a big doe foot applicator. So that works well. It applies well. They are very glossy. They do make your lips look hydrated and full. I do think they're, you know, flattering on the lips. I think they do have kind of a smoothing, I wouldn't say plumping look, other than just the shine. It's not like it has a plumping agent in it, but just that shine makes your lips look smooth and pouty. So I like these overall. Not super tacky, like really at all. Just more of a thicker texture gloss. And lastly, I have a couple of liquid lipsticks to share with you guys. So first is this one, the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink, and this is part of the Coffee collection. I got the shade 260 Hazelnut Hypnotizer. Hazelnut Hypnotizer. So, it's the Coffee Edition liquid lipstick. Let's see. Long lasting and gives a flawless matte finish in coffee inspired shades with delectable coffee scents. It says use the Maybelline Superstay Eraser Lipstick Remover to remove it. It's supposed to have up to 16 hours of coffee-inspired liquid matte wear, says lipstick. Up to 16 hours of coffee-inspired liquid matte lipstick. So yeah, supposed to be really long wearing, have a coffee scent, and have a coffee sort of a color to it. So scent-wise, yeah, it kind of had, well, I'd say yes. I was going to say a little bit more cocoa, but I would say like a cocoa coffee sort of a scent to it. So I like the scent of it. Here is the color on this one. Really pretty shade. If you've used these before, this is the same sort of formula as it has been. It's just in a different, you know, kind of color family in this coffee sort of edition. These are super long wearing, super long wearing, but they just take a long time to set down. When you first apply them on your lips, it takes a long time for them not to feel sticky and tacky on the lips. So that's really the main negative I would say about these, is I either have to just blot them or put a little bit of translucent powder on top to just kind of set it down. But once it sets and it's not feeling tacky anymore, I do really like these. As far as a liquid lipstick goes, this is just super crazy long wearing and is almost kind of a in between of a liquid lipstick and a stain, where it doesn't flake away really as you wear it unless you apply a lot of coats to it. If you apply it lightly, it just really stays around and gives you that long stain. I mean, you have to eat something very oily, like an oily salad dressing for it to come off. So I'm very impressed with the wear of it. Really the only thing is getting it to set down on your lips and not feel tacky. Didn't even really mention the color, but it's a really pretty, I would say hazelnut kind of a color. I mean, it matches the name. It's a really pretty shade. So those are fun. Okay, next is the CoverGirl Outlast Ultimatte. Let's see what it says about these. Formulated to be transfer resistant and leaves lips feeling moisturized. Supposed to last up to 24 hours. Have 24 hours of comfortable wear. That's a long time. Intense matte color. Yeah. So basically super long wearing, moisturizing feeling, and matte. So I got the shade Yay Rose. Yay Rose. It has a small doe foot applicator on it. The matte ink, let me show you that real quick. It's the same applicator as the others have always been. It's kind of a teardrop shaped doe foot applicator. So it's that same sort of an applicator that the other ones have been, just a different, you know, color category, coffee edition, whereas this one is a tiny little doe foot applicator. So that's what that applicator is like. This is what the packaging looks like on it. I like that this packaging matches the outside. That's cute. And I like that you can see through this one and see what color you're getting. So that is Yay Rose. I really like this one too. And I would describe it the same in that it has that staining quality to it. The formulas are kind of different. This is more towards a stain. You can see it there that it's a little bit more sheer, but it wears really well because of that. It doesn't do that flaking away, that they're not there line that's really obvious with liquid lipsticks. It wears more like a stain. And I would say that it feels comfortable on the lips. I wouldn't go as far as saying moisturizing, but it just kind of feels like nothing on your lips. It doesn't feel dry. So I like that about it. You get really long wear with it, but just comfortable wear. Not hydrated wear or anything like that, but just comfortable. Doesn't feel dry. And I like this color. It's a pretty kind of petal rosy shade. Okay guys, so those are all the goodies that I have to chat with y'all about in this video. And holy moly, that was a lot. But I hope that you guys really enjoyed this video and I hope it was helpful for you. Please hit a thumbs up if it was, and let me know down below if you tried these goodies. What do you think about them? I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions, so let me know that. Ask any questions that you have. I'm happy to answer those. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!